All right, traveling is complete. Back on normal grounds. Let's see what we have today. We have this thing. It's kind of like an entrance gate or something. My initial thought is the play here is borders. This bottom one, I don't think a dashed border is going to give a big enough dash for that. I could be wrong, but I think that's not going to work. So let's say border block because it's cheaper than border inline. 40 pixels solid. This color. I'm just going to select the HTML for a minute. And then let's say border style bottom, border bottom style dashed. Yeah. So even by the time I get that margined in where I want it, margin 20, 30, 20, is 20 right? On top? Yeah, 20 was right on top. Bottom's more. 20, 40. Yeah, it doesn't quite work. So there's a dash in the middle that shouldn't be there, so that's not going to work. So we're going to have to do something else to hide that. I think that something else is going to be a box shadow, but we'll see. You also notice I don't have a background yet. Because I don't know what the background's going to be either. I'm going to go ahead and select the body. Rotate 90 degrees. I'm going to margin, I don't know, minus 50. 50. We're getting close. It's not right yet, but we're doing a thing. Minus 90. And then 60. And then minus 90 and 40. That didn't move it the way I thought it was going to. It never does when things are rotated. Let's try making, let's leave that one at 90, because I think that's right. Let's try 60 here, then 50 here. It moves it diagonally, which is so weird. 40. Okay. What happens if it's 40 here? Okay, so that's moving it in and down. That gets one of them close. What if this is 65? That's 85. What if I got rid of that and that? Okay, 60, 40. That moves it up. 70. That's close, but it's wrong on the bottom. And since I'm rotated 90 degrees, it would make sense to be able to change one of these, but that doesn't work. That pulled it in. No, that's pulling it right. That pulls it in. Let's make both these 45. Okay, that's getting close. Can I push it down now? 80. No, that's the wrong way. 100. 110. 110. Back to 90 with this. That's pushing it in and to my left. That pushes it out and to my left. I'm so bad at positioning rotated things. All right, there's 0. Or there's what it's inheriting from below. Margin 0. Okay. Margin 0, 50. That pushes it in. 0 again here. 40. 30. That's pushing it up and left as I make this smaller. It gets bigger, and it goes that way to me. Probably opposite to you. So that pushes it in, but it needs to go out. So I know this number is minus 90. Now we're actually pretty close. I mean, not very close, but conceptually kind of close. What if this is smaller? 10. 0. Pushing it right now. 10. 10. Hope this is more. Minus 110. 120. 130. And then these start getting bigger. 50. 50. Wish I could see what it's doing off screen. All right, let's make this 50. Nope. Minus 50. 80. 70. I'm so bad at this. I don't think this is actually going to help. Okay. So the minus 90, if I make this 0, it gets smaller. This is already 0. What happens if I make it 50? Okay, that comes in that way. Let's make this 0 and this 50. Now, what would make sense is if this went down, that it wouldn't move sideways, but it does move sideways. So to move it down, I need to push this minus 20, minus 30. That's down. To shorten it, I can do a number of things. 40, 30, 50, 60, 40, nope, 20. All right, now we're pushing it out. 70, 80. What if this one goes away? Let's make this minus 40. Nope. 0. 10. 20. 30. 40. That's pulling it in. That's pulling it up, which I don't want. Ugh, such a struggle. I apologize. I mean, that could work on top, it won't work on bottom. 80, 70, 60. But look at this, also 60. $50, $50. I just don't understand the way this bounds, evidently. That's the exact opposite of what I want. Can I just flip this around? Nope. Nope, I can't. It's not exactly the opposite of what I want, but it's close. What if this were minus 50? Nope. What if this were 120 and this were 100? That's closer. Now let's make this one 10. Nope. 60, 60, 40, 40, 10, 20, 90, All right. I'm not making you watch this anymore. I'm going to box shadow. It's going to be, well, no, oh, it has to be inside, doesn't it? Okay. Inset. And it's not going to work, I don't think. Inset. 10 pixels. 10 pixels. 0. Red. I'm just trying to get it to draw. 10 pixels. Minus. Is that? This is X, right? But it's doing this. This is X. There's the thing. Um, I think that's the exact opposite of what I want. Now, if I got the margins right, 0.009 inch of that color, I would still have that little bit. I would still have these edges that are wrong. So I guess I have to have background. I mean, if I get the margins right, this I think, no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work because it's not hiding this correctly. Can I fix that? No, I can't. Okay, so that's not going to work. If I got the margins right, I would just have to have a background. This padding, 40, no, 20, 50. It needs to draw border 0, outline 1 pixel, solid red, margin 40, 0, 60. Oh, it's rotated. That's why it's behaving so weird. 10. Same problem I had before. Border 0, border inline 40 pixels, solid this color. That's the wrong color. Uh, minus 60, minus 60, 80, 100, 120, 10, margin 0. What was it, 20? Let's make this 50 and translate 0 to 200 pixels. 8 seconds left. It's a solution. It's clearly not where I was going. I think the other one's workable. I just have to spend time getting it margined correctly because I'm an idiot. I'm going to post this. I will post a final score, but you saw where I was going. This was just to get something done. Thanks for watching. See you next time.